U.S., British, and French forces have reportedly repelled a series of Iranian-backed Houthi attacks off the coast of Yemen, with the Pentagon saying at least 28 uncrewed aerial vehicles were downed over the Red Sea on Saturday.
미국, 영국, 프랑스 연합군이 예멘 해역에서 친이란 반군 후티의 공격을 물리친 것으로 전해졌습니다. 미 국방부 발표에 따르면 지난 토요일에 홍해 상공에서 발발한 이 교전에서 최소 28대의 후티 드론이 격추됐습니다. Tell us more.
Yeah, we talked about this last week
we did.
when these Houthi forces downed a UK ship, a commercial ship for the first time.
Right.
So I believe the U.S., British, and French forces are retaliating here by repelling a series of additional attacks. So it's a very unstable part of the world at this moment here.
Right. And when you say you down something as a verb, that means in this case you attack it and then it goes down.
Goes down. It could be an airplane. A ship could be downed, so that it's out of commission, that it's out of order, right?
Absolutely. So the situation, of course, is getting quite big. It's not just the US and the UK, but France as well, because they are aligned together. Let's have a look at our first expression, which is to repel something.
To repel something. To repel something means to, here in this case, to drive or force away an attack or an attacker. So the forces here repelled, R-E-P-E-L-L-E-D, Iranian Houthi forces.
I think of insect repellents.
Repellent, of course.
When I hear this word. And that's also, getting rid of the insects or the pests.
Or if something is repelling, that means it's gross or disgusting. The sight of vegetables repelled the child, for example, right?
Children don't like green things.
I wonder why.
Yes.
Yeah.
repel이라는 게 이게 물리치다의 의미가 있습니다. 그래서 이제 그 해충제를 insect repellent 이렇게 부르기도 하고요.
And be careful of the pronunciation. The stress is on the second syllable. So it's repel. And also distinguish this from a homonym, R-A-P-P-E-L, to rappel. If you're a rock climber, you'll know it means to go down a rope. A very steep vertical downslope is to rappel. That's R-A-P-P-E-L, but the pronunciation is the same.
그런 거를 이제 동음이할 때 homonym.
Homonym,
이렇게 부를 수 있겠죠. 근데 repel, 그 다른 repel은 밧줄을 타고 내려가는 거를 말하는데 그 단어가 여기서는 쓰인 게 아니고요. 스펠링이 다릅니다. 발음은 같지만 여기서는 R-E-P-E-L. 자, 그 다음에 uncrewed aerial vehicles.
Yes, UAVs, i.e. or AKA drones, right? So it's interesting how this article is written uncrewed because I've seen it as unmanned aerial vehicles, but I think this is a more generous or more encompassing and inclusive sort of
Maybe it's more
description.
PC.
It is
again.
PC. That's what I wanted to say. But uncrewed aerial vehicles, or they're known as UAVs or drones. So they're vehicles piloted or by remote control or by onboard computers.
Yeah, often when we have space-related stories or satellites, we see the word unmanned, 무인이라는 뜻인데 이 man이라는 단어가 남자라는 뜻도 있기 때문에 이제 man 대신에 여기서는 crew를 썼어요. uncrewed. 뜻은 똑같이 무인이라는 뜻입니다.
And also, speaking of UAVs, there are also UAPs now. They're unidentified aerial phenomena, which used to be called UFOs.
Right.
So the U.S. military doesn't call them UFOs anymore. They just call all these phenomena UAPs.
그렇죠.
So just to distinguish UAVs and UAPs.
Absolutely. 네. uncrewed aerial vehicle은 무인 항공기, 드론을 말합니다. 다시 한번 제가 읽어볼게요. US, British, and French forces have reportedly repelled a series of Iranian-backed Houthi attacks off the coast of Yemen, with the Pentagon saying at least 28 uncrewed aerial vehicles were downed over the Red Sea on Saturday. Now, moving on to a different story over in LA. Let's have a look.
This year's gift bags for the 25 Academy Award nominees are said to be worth over $170,000 or 200 million won, with the swag packages including luxurious vacations, cosmetics, and other goodies.
네, 올해 아카데미상 주요 부문 후보 25명에게 제공되는 협찬업체 선물 액수가 호화 여행권과 화장품 등을 포함해 총 17만 달러, 우리 돈으로 2억 원 이상인 것으로 알려졌습니다. Wow.
Yeah, like these nominees need more goodies, right? But I suspect a lot of this is for promotional
Yeah,
purposes,
yeah.
right? And we're talking about here the nominees that present during the televised portion of the Academy Awards here. But if you look at the list of things that these nominees receive, they include, 5-star trips worth about $50,000 to Switzerland, gift bags, including, designer products like handbags and things
Diamond
like
rings.
that. Diamond rings, yes.
Diamond necklaces, I think. or
Sure,
something like that.
jewelry,
Yeah,
you
jewelry.
name it,
Yeah.
And everyone's very interested in what the nominees receive every year, but it was stopped, it was halted for a couple of years because
Really?
there was a lot of scrutiny from the IRS for tax purposes. So these were labeled as quote unquote gifts, but if they're a gift, technically you wouldn't need to pay a tax up to a certain amount, but because of this scrutiny, the Academy stopped doing this, but they've returned to the tradition.
이 아카데미 시상식에서요. 그 배우와 감독들이 후보에 오르게 되면은 이런 기프트백을 준대요. 근데 그 기프트백 안에는 정말 지금 얘기하신 것처럼 호화 여행권부터 시작해서 보석, 화장품 등등등 굉장히 많은 고가의 물건들이 있는데 이거를 다 합치면은 도합 한 2억 원 정도가 된다고 하고 실제로 2020년에요. 그때 왜 기생충 그 영화가 정말
The production staff
네,
there, yeah.
노미네이트드 됐을 때도 역시 마찬가지로 봉준호 감독과 배우들도 이런 기프트백을 받았다고 합니다.
Yeah.
그때 당시에도 우리 돈으로 한 2억 원어치 기프트백을 받았다고 하네요. 와.
Yeah, they should donate it.
자, 첫 번째 표현 보도록 하겠습니다. swag package가 뭐예요?
Swag packages. So normally swag, it comes from it's stolen goods. Loot.
Okay.
I think of pirates when I think of swag here,
Right.
but in slang, in the hip hop community, if someone has swag, that means they're very bold. They have a lot of self-assurance. But here, anything that's given away for free, especially for promotional purposes, is swag. So this group of swag, it would be a swag package.
그러니까 보통 뭐 힙합을 하는 분들이 이게 스웩이 있다 이렇게 말하잖아요. 그 스웩이긴 한데 여기서는 의미가 선물 보따리라는 그런 느낌으로 보시면 될 것 같아요.
Yeah, whatever we aren't is swag.
그래요?
Right? Or you probably have a little
아니
more swag than I do.
선생님 스웩이 있어요.
No,
저는
no.
없지만.
Less.
자, 그래서 이 gift bag 아니면 goodie bag, 뭐 swag package 다 같은 뜻입니다. 그 어떤 이제 선물 패키지라고 보시면 될 것 같고. goodie라는 단어도 볼까요?
Yeah, goodie, something attractive or desirable. Something usually, I think of food, candy, something
Yeah.
tasteful, pleasant to eat. So anything like that. When you go on an airplane, they give you a little bag of goodies.
Yeah,
Sometimes slippers, toothbrush, toothpaste, things like that.
그러니까 작은 그 물건들인데 이게 뭐런 치약 칫솔 이런 게 될 수도 있고 기내에서는 이제 long haul flight를 타게 되면 슬리퍼랑 뭐 치약 칫솔 뭐 어떤 데 안대도 주고 이러잖아요. 이런 거 다 goodies고 여기 이 경우에는 이제 배우들에게 주는 선물들 협찬된 그런 선물들을 또 goodies라고 말할 수 있습니다.
Or you could be a goody two shoes.
yes.
A goodie, that means you're too good to, for example, to a teacher. If you're a goody two shoes, who the teacher's pet is
그렇죠.
usually a goody two shoes.
네, 그렇습니다. 그리고 이제 이 LA에서 열리는데요. 시간이 이제 이스턴 타임 기준 저녁 7시라고
Yes.
하는데 지금이에요, 지금.
It's
그렇죠?
4 p.m.
네.
On the West Coast.
그죠?
It started just
조금 전에 우리 시간으로 8시, LA 시간으로는 오후 4시, 그러나 동부 시간 기준으로 미국에서 말하기 때문에 오후 7시에 시작한다고 말은 하지만 지금 시작이 돼서 이제 누가 과연 상을 받게 될지는 저희 방송 아마 끝날 때쯤이나 돼야 알 수 있을 것 같네요.
Yeah, so if you're a movie fan, just wait until after morning special and then you
네.
can find out the results.
우리 방송 끝나고도 한참 후가 돼야 전체적인 결과는 나오긴 합니다. 11시는 넘어야 될 거예요. 자, 다시 한번 제가 읽어볼게요. This year's gift bags for the 25 Academy Award nominees are said to be worth over $170,000 or 200 million won, with the swag packages including luxurious vacations, cosmetics, and other goodies. Let's move on to the final headline.
In a new study, researchers in France found that people who ate a breakfast rich in refined carbohydrates were rated less attractive than those who started the day with healthier, unrefined carbs.
네, 프랑스의 한 최신 연구 결과 정제 탄수화물이 많이 든 아침 식사를 하는 사람들이 건강한 비정제 탄수화물 식단을 택하는 사람들보다 덜 매력적으로 평가되는 것으로 나타났습니다. Well, you know what I'm going to ask you, Shane?
What?
What did you have for breakfast
What did
this
I have for
morning?
breakfast? I had a banana and
Okay.
some English breakfast tea.
Oh,
I did.
you had some 비정제 탄수화물.
Yes, unrefined carbohydrates.
Very good. 그래 어쩐지 매력적으로 보이시더라고요.
Oh, is that right? Am I? Is this study? I was going to say this study is ridiculous. People put money into these studies, but that's what science is, right?
네. Tell us more. Yeah.
Yeah, carbohydrates get a very bad rap
Yeah.
these days. They have a bad reputation. There's this thinking that in the dietary nutrition world that carbohydrates equal bad. But our body needs carbohydrates. Now, it depends on what sort of carbohydrates, right? We
Right.
have refined and we have unrefined. So the refined carbohydrates are things like, cookies, bread,
Yeah.
things unrefined here would mean something that's raw, that's
Yeah.
been untouched, right? And the opposite would be refined. So, and the problem with carbohydrates, refined carbohydrates, is that they raise glycemine levels. So your blood sugar shoots up.
Yeah.
And that causes things like obesity, type 2 diabetes, other cardiovascular diseases.
제가 문제는 이 혈당이에요. 정제 탄수화물을 영어로는 refined carbohydrates라고 하고 비정제 탄수화물은 unrefined carbohydrates, 줄여서 carbs라고도 얘기할 수 있는데 그러니까 정제 탄수화물에는 예를 들자면은 빵이나 잼이나 사과 주스, 오렌지 주스 이런 것들이 있을 수 있고요. 반면에 비정제 탄수화물에는 통밀빵이나 오렌지, 사과, 그 과일 그냥 자체 이런 게 들어가 있을 수 있겠죠.
Yeah, believe it or not, fruits and vegetables are also carbohydrates.
Yeah.
And they make us feel very full. That's why it's important to eat a lot of, if you're dieting,
Yes.
to eat a lot of fruits and vegetables because they keep you full all day. But we need carbohydrates because they provide energy.
네.
For our bodies. This has become a nutrition course all of a sudden.
Absolutely. 그래서 이제 실험을 한 거예요. 그래서 두 그룹이 있는데 한 그룹은 이렇게 refined carbohydrates를 아침에 먹게 하고 또 다른 그룹은 unrefined carbohydrates를 먹게 한 다음에 이제 이 사람이 얼마나 매력적으로 보이느냐 요거를 물어본 거죠. 그랬더니 그 unrefined carbohydrates를 먹은 사람들이 조금 더 매력적으로 보이더라. 그래서 과학자들이 봤을 때 이거는 혈당 수치와 관련이 있을 것으로 판단이 된다.
So if you needed another reason to
Yeah.
eat healthier and eat more unrefined carbs in your diet, here's another reason. Because not only will you feel good, you'll look good as well.
그래요. 자, 첫 번째 표현은 rich in something이에요.
When something's rich in something, it contains a lot of something that's good
Yeah.
or useful, right?
그렇죠. rich in something, 무엇이 풍부하다. 자, unrefined carbs는 설명드린 바대로 비정제 탄수화물을 말합니다. 자, 다시 한번 읽어볼게요. In a new study, researchers in France found that people who ate a breakfast rich in refined carbohydrates were rated less attractive than those who started the day with healthier, unrefined carbs. Well, that's it for the headlines with Shane Harm.